Good morning, students. How are you? I'm very glad to meet you all through this video lecture. As I have already posted some videos about presentation skills, I would like to give you a short lecture on what actually are presentation skills. Presentation is nothing but showcasing something. What are you going to present when you're asked to speak on a particular topic? Do we really need to learn presentation skills? Of course, yes. Not only in the workplace, even in our academic sector, every now and then you are asked to present. What are you going to present? You are going to present a topic, you are going to present a chart, you're going to present a video, you're going to present a PPT to share what? Knowledge. See, presentation skills are the need of the hour for any graduate, and it is very important for an engineering graduate like you, because you're going to work in a corporate sector or you're going to work in any workplace where sometimes you need to project or present skills in the form of sharing your ideologies, projects, and knowledge which is unknown to the others at your workplace. So, let me talk about this important topic, presentation skills. See, presentation has some purpose. See, my presentation today has some purpose of making you know what actually the importance of presentation skills. See, my purpose of presentation is to share the knowledge that is unknown to you. I am just informing you that these are the steps you need to follow when you are giving a presentation in the public, because presentation comes under public speaking. We are all social beings. We need to communicate with each other, share the knowledge, discuss the ideas, work together. So when working together, discussing the knowledge, sharing the ideas, we need to present our ideas, our information in a very convincing, pleasant, and polite manner. In order to do that, you need to learn some tips when you are giving a presentation. First of all, let me talk about the formula P cube. Presentation is based on the formula called P cube. What do you mean by that? Yes, that's nothing but planning, preparing, presenting. So you need to plan, prepare, and present. There are three steps involved in presentation. But before we learn how to plan, how to prepare, how to present, let me talk about the purpose of presentation. Purposes are also of three types. First one, to inform. What to inform? To inform something unknown. That's a presentation. When you are asked to give a seminar on so-and-so topic, first of all, you need to get the information about how far the knowledge that you're going to give to the audience is unknown. If the known factor retelling them cannot be effective, if you say the same thing that they already knew, that cannot be effective. When you are presenting, you should present information which is unknown. So what are you going to do in the presentation? You are going to inform them something unknown. The second thing is to inspire. Say, for example, on some occasions we call people from outside who are successful in their career to give a lecture or a motivational speech. So when they are giving a motivational speech or lecture, what are they going to do? They're going to inspire you with their true success stories. Isn't that? Yeah. So sometimes the purpose of presentation is also to inspire the public. And the third one, What? See, in these lockdown days, COVID-19 lockdown days, the most important thing that we are all doing is searching for the entertainment. How are we getting entertainment? Through television. Who are the people who on the television? Maybe in the cinema there are actors, or in some reality shows you have anchors. What are they doing? They are presenting some entertainment to us. So, the purpose of presentation is of three types, namely to inform, to inspire, and to entertain. There is another purpose, fourth purpose. This is very, very helpful for the business people. To persuade. What do you mean by persuasion? Convince, yeah. To convince. You go to a shopping mall just to do window shopping. You are determined not to buy anything. But after going there, what do the salespeople do? They convince in such a way that you definitely buy a bag full of things which are not really necessary for you at that particular juncture. That's what is the power of convincing presentation. So, based on the topic you choose, the purpose relies. Understand? So, sometimes, for example, if I take a topic like any topic related to career guidance, a topic related to soft skills, what I am going to do? I am going to inspire you, or I am going to convince you to choose a career in particular field, career building, or I am going to inspire you to develop your self-confidence, your assertive skills, and other life skills and soft skills that you are lacking in. Or say, for example, I am just dealing with the Unit 2 syllabus. I am just informing you. Yes or no? That's what. Based on the topic you select, the purpose depends. Alright, let us get into the three steps of presentation. First one, as I said, forgot? Planning, man. Planning. What do you plan? How do you plan? When you are asked to give a presentation, first plan the topic. Choose the topic. Then choose your audience. And then choose the method of presenting. Are you going to give an oral presentation, or present a chart, or a PowerPoint presentation? Or how are you going to give your presentation? So choose the topic, choose the audience, and choose the presentation methodology or a tool. Coming to choosing the topic, once you decide that you are going to deal with a particular topic called global warming, for example, you must start doing research. What you should do? Search. First, search for the information, collect the information, select the information. See, out of collected information, like hundreds of pages of information from Google or some other books or some other sources, you cannot give the entire information that you have collected. You need to select the information out of the collected information, and then you need to organize the information like point number 1, 2, 3, or introduction, body, and the conclusion. And then you need to write the first draft, or you have to make an outline of your presentation. Okay, structure of your presentation, outline of your presentation. Better you write the presentation. After writing, you proofread the presentation, and then you rehearse the presentation. When you are rehearsing, better do it in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror, if you do, you can also show your body language, what kind of gestures and postures you are keeping, and then you can check yourself and correct yourself if there are any things to be corrected. So, and then finally deliver the presentation. So, when you are planning for a presentation, you need to plan three things: topic, audience, methodology. In the topic, again you have to do some things like do research. What you have to do research? I mean, what should you search in the research? It's nothing but information about your topic. So first you collect the information, then you select the information, then you organize the information. After organizing, make an outline with the information available, like structure, and then after organizing it, you proofread. After proofreading, you rehearse, and then finally you get prepared to deliver your presentation. Coming to the audience, so first of all you need to understand whom are you going to give your presentation. Are they children? Are they adults? Are they equal to you in the level of knowledge, or higher or lower? Try to understand their intellectual ability and choose the topic, also the language that you need to communicate in. Say, when you are talking to children below 10th class, school children, you cannot use high standard language, and when you are giving this presentation to foreign delegates, you cannot speak in an elementary language. Understand? So based on the audience, your language and the choice of vocabulary should be decided. And then methodology, I said. So there are presentation tools, different presentation tools. Are you going to give an oral presentation? Well and good. But when you are even when you are giving an oral presentation also, you need to check the ambience, the room. So is it properly arranged? Do you have proper lighting over there? If it is a very large gathering, do you have any PA, public address system, mic system? Is it in the working condition or not? Or if you are giving a PowerPoint presentation, see whether your laptop is charged, whether you are using their laptop, and whether the network facilities are available there or not. If at all power cut is there, are you prepared to engage the audience even without a screen? Can you give them the lecture? You need to have a handout of your PowerPoint presentation. Also sometimes, it is better to carry cue cards, small slips, wherein you write the headings, headlines and subtitles, subheadings of the important topics or points in your presentation, so that you cannot lose your thought. One after the other, you can just have a look at the cue card and continue the lecture even when there is a power cut. Also, you need to fix your time. Time management is very, very important. If you are giving a presentation more than 15 minutes, better you inform the audience before you start a presentation and tell them that when they have to ask you questions, if at all they get any doubt. So all these points I'll talk about in the delivering session. But first of all, as I was talking about preparing methodologies, so choose a methodology: oral presentation or chart presentation. So when you, after preparing the chart, if you forget and go to the venue, what's the use of it? Okay, so better you carry all the belongings when you're going to give a presentation. So planning a presentation, plan your topic, plan your audience, and plan your methodology or presentation tool. Then preparation. While preparing, as I said, preparing is very, very important. Abraham Lincoln once said, it seems, if I'm asked to cut a tree, I'll spend 18 hours of my time in sharpening my axe. That's very, very important. Understand? So first prepare before you do anything which is good for the others to understand. First you prepare. So prepare, be well versed with the topic, and then appear in front of the audience. Without preparation, if you go and blabber yourself, look here and there and try to search for the notes and all, means that will not be effective. People will be sleeping sitting in front of you. So preparation plays a vital role. Once or twice you need to stand in front of a mirror and give speech. Or if you trust any student, any friend of yours, you can just share your presentation with them and ask them to tell the feedback so that you can correct yourself. Coming to presentation, my dear boys and girls, if it is an academic presentation like your classroom presentation, it's okay. There is a specific time for the laboratory. You just come. Teacher will ask you, just you give a presentation, you stand there, you present and go. But when you are giving a guest lecture or a presentation at your workplace or some other invited place, you need to be very, very cautious about your arrival over there. Before 15 minutes itself, you need to arrive and see the ambience of the room and get to get a rapport between you and the organizers or other audience there. And then start with a smile on your face, because it costs nothing, and it is actually it builds a bridge between you and the audience. Those are all unfamiliar faces and they are very intellectual sometimes. Your knowledge can be lower than them, but still, as you are very good at public speaking skills, still you can convince them with your public speaking ability if you are really prepared very well. So in order to do that, first you need to smile. Wear a natural smile. Take a long breath. Stage fear is common for everybody. You will have shivering legs and wetty palms, dry throat, blurred eyes, giddiness, nausea sometimes happens. But you need to overcome all these things only with your self-confidence. When you are on the stage, you are the king or the queen or the master of the session. Others are just listeners. And you need to promise them that they are going to listen to something very useful and that is not known to them before. And when you start, wish them, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and then introduce yourself. I am Daivakrupa, Assistant Professor of English, and just introduce the topic. I would like to talk about a topic called group discussion, and then give them the time limit. My presentation will take for about 15 minutes of time. If you have any question and answers, kindly reserve them. We have a question and answer session at the end of the presentation, and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions at the end of the presentation. You can say like this, or if you want to answer the questions simultaneously when you are giving a presentation, you can say that. Whenever you get a doubt during the presentation, you can just raise your hand. I'll be pleased to answer your questions like that. But inform the specific time. Be confined to the time limit that is given to you. And when you are giving a presentation, don't read from the slides, especially PowerPoint presentation. Don't read from the slides. If you start reading from the slides, people will sleep, as I said. You need to already know what exactly is going to be exhibited or projected on the screen. You need to know thoroughly, then only. And don't, simply roll on the slides before you just present them. You can do like this. Either simultaneously when you are giving a presentation, slide can go, or at the end of the presentation, you can just show them the slides at all. But even before you come to that slide, if you project that slide, people will read and then they keep quiet. There's nothing surprising for them to learn about. Understand? And also promise them. And these days, people are very much interested to take snaps of the screens or the slides that are projected. In order to avoid that distraction, you can just tell them that there are handouts. I mean, you can just give them handouts, or you can promise them that you'll send the PDF file or the PPT soft copy to their WhatsApp or to their mail ID later, so that they'll keep quiet and concentrate on listening to you alone. And then when you start a lecture, as I said, you introduce yourself, introduce the topic, tell the time limit, and tell when they have to ask you questions. Over. Then when you are giving your presentation should have specifically a structure, like introduction, wherein you give the definition or the purpose of your presentation, or the important things that they have to learn before they get into the topic. You need to give the introduction, and then when you are stepping into the actual presentation, it should be divided into points like first point, second point, third point, fourth point. So in order to make the audience understand that you're shifting from one point to another point, you can use sequence markers like first of all, I'm going to focus on so on so point, and later we will learn my next point would be this. Finally, I'll conclude with like this. The structure of a presentation should be given in the introduction itself. I repeat, the structure of a presentation should be given in the introduction itself. That means the audience should be informed prior what they're going to learn in this 15 minutes of time. Then they will stay calm, quiet and concentrate on listening to you, because they understood that something very significant and important is going to come in the next, going to be delivered in the next few minutes. Understand? So as said earlier, you need to go one by one after the other. But when you're shifting from point to point, you need to use your gestures. At the same time, you need to use your verbal sequence markers like my next point is. Let's move on to the next category or next point like that. And finally, when you're conclude considering or reiterating what all you have said in the previous slides or previous sentences. Conclusion should be very effective, and in the conclusion you should never bring a new point again. And when you are presenting, one important thing you need to understand is body language. Everybody has a language, and communication is divided into two types, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal plays only 35% of presentation, but rest of the percentage of presentation is involved in body language, non-verbal communication. Your body language plays an important role. People remember what they see rather than what they hear. So when you are standing in front of the public, stand straight. Your posture should be very dignified and decent. You cannot stand on one leg. You cannot keep moving like this, dancing like this. And you need to use your gestures. Gestures are movements with your hands. You need to use your gestures in a proper manner. Like there are A, B, C and D zones. You need to confine yourself only to A and B zones, not the C and D zones. And use your gestures. Don't overuse them. Whenever they are necessary, only use. As I said, when you're shifting from one point to another point, you can use your gestures, or you can move from one corner to another corner, or when you're standing near the podium, from the podium you can come out and say that you're going to shift to the next point like that. And your eye contact should be used in a lighthouse manner. Like, when you see a lighthouse gives light to the ships in a to and fro manner. Like that, your eyes should go from one corner to the other corner. Okay, you should see each and every person sitting over there. If it is a very large audience, you can look at the corners so that people can understand that you are looking at them. But maintain eye contact. Don't look down, don't look outside, or don't look up to the ceiling. Okay, wear constant smile on your face, and your tone should be polite, and your pace means the speed of your voice should be moderate. You cannot be too slow or you cannot be too fast, and you should use the language which is a simple language and easily understandable language you should use. And then facial expressions, nodding your head, and then eye contact, smile should be very polite and formal. You cannot simply giggle or laugh, making big sounds in the public. And then don't keep your hands at the back. This is an army posture. Don't put your hands in your pockets, boys. This is an insecure posture. Don't lock your hands. Sometimes boys and girls will be doing like this. They'll be playing with their fingers, which is a very wrong gesture. And like me, don't always adjust chunnis, girls, and boys always adjusting their tucks, which is their mannerisms. Unconsciously you'll be doing, but that's the reason why I told you to stand in front of a mirror and sometimes check yourself, your appearance and your body language and your mannerisms, and try to control them so that you can be an effective public speaker. And finally, before I conclude this session, I would like to tell you that presentation skills play a vital role, and when you are actually giving a PowerPoint presentation, you need to be very careful with the slide making. Okay, so the size of the font type Times New Roman, which is acceptable in the academic sector, and the size based on the screen, and then color of the screen should be considered practically. You cannot simply cut copy paste from the Wikipedia, and you should always have bulleted points, not the paragraphs simply pasted and dumped in the slides. Better you keep pictures and some bulleted points, not the entire presentation that you're going to speak on, which is already written that there. If it is already written there, means why do you speak? They can simply read and understand, right? So don't do that. So slide making is also very, very important. Kindly go through the suggestions given in your textbook. I hope this lecture on presentation skills is helpful to you, and go through the other videos that I post on WhatsApp group also. And maybe next Saturday I would like to ask you to come up with your PowerPoint presentations prepared by you, slide presentations prepared by you, because it is a theoretical question also is there, like draw some 10 slides which you are going to present on so on so topic. Like you have a question in theory exams also, where you have to draw with pencils boxes and then write the bulleted points on the topic. And I am going to ask you to forward or to post your PPTs on the topics of your choice in the Google Classroom after listening to it. Means I don't think that you can give a presentation without the audience like me. It may be difficult for you. So what I'm going to ask you is only to prepare a presentation. When we meet together, then I will listen to you. You can prepare orally also how to give a presentation, but I don't think giving a presentation without your friends would be difficult for you. So better you prepare a slide presentation, PowerPoint presentation on any one of the topics. Do not copy from any website. You prepare, you choose one topic and you prepare, and you just submit it to me. The sample PowerPoint presentation, how to prepare and all, I'll post it very soon in the Google Classroom. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.